So in this topic, we are going to discuss about structure in C. So what is a structure? Like C, if you want to combine a multiple data types and form like a way to gather or to display any information, so there we can use a structure. Like if you heard about the array, so what is array? Array is the collection of similar data types, right? So structure is what? Structure is the collection of dissimilar data type. Okay, so there we'll have collection of different data types or dissimilar data types. Okay, so how can we create a structure in C? For example, see, if I'll tell you, you need to fetch or ask the details of students from user, right? So from user, so what you are going to use in this case, either you are going to define integer ID, okay, and then you are going to define the name. So the name should be in character type of array with 30 size, and then you are going to ask the phone number, which is in long or in any other data type, right? The cost, address, and so for example, we are going to ask uh, integer mobile or zip pin code, anything, zip code. So see, this ID is for which student? How we are going to identify? So it means if I'm going to ask this above detail for 10 students, so it means I need to type it 10 times. So it is very difficult for us. So what C gives us? C gives us a concept of structure. So how we are going to create any structure? In this case, we are going to use this keyword, which is struct. And after that, you can type student. Now scope will open, and then scope closed, semicolon. This is the way that how we can declare or create any structure, right? So we'll have a structure and then we have a structure name. So this is my structure, which is a student, and then this is the name. But hold on, guys. This is just a declaration of a structure. Now, if you want to use it, so how you will supposed to use it? In this case, see, for example, we'll have 3 students in my class. So those students' name is A1, comma A2, comma A3, any name you can go with based on your choice. So see, I want to create a structure for them. So what I can do, I can just cut their name from this side. Okay, and I can paste it there. Now see what I'll get the structure of these 3 students. This is the first. Okay, that's how you can create a structure. What is the second way? Second way, you can type the same thing, whatever we had typed earlier, struct, and see that structure which we had created, that is student, and then again A1, comma A2, comma A3. So if you'll notice, like, see how we create a data type in this way, integer A1. So this section also behave like a data type, but this is a user defined data type with some definition. What they have as a definition: ID, name, and zip code, or your mobile number, anything, whatever you want. Now, how can we implement this? So let's go to online GDB. So this is our online GDB. Okay, and there we are going to create a structure. So guys, this is like our choice that where we want to create that structure. We can create that structure either outside the main or inside the main. Okay, so this is totally our choice. So first of all, I'm just going to create this structure inside the main block. So a keyword should be struct. I'll get as a suggestion that is student, and then integer ID. I'll go with 2 values only, character name. So name is 30, works fine. Now this is my structure, right? So I'll just provide a semicolon, that's it. Now I just want to create a structure for that. So struct student. Now I'm just going to type A1, comma A2. So I'll get this 2 student structure. So I need to like input this value. So what can I do? The same approach we are going to use, whatever we had used in the core concept of C programming. We require the printf, scanf, everything. So either you can set them manually if you want, like a1 dot id equals to 1. So this is the first field which I had set. Dot operator is used to set up the value. Now see, how can we perform the character input? Simple, we are going to use string copy. So that will copy the content in a1 dot name, comma. What is the name? For example, any name like mine, semicolon. Looks fine. Now, if you want to print it, so the same approach we can use for the printing as well. Printf, but you need to define the data. Percentile d, comma, a1 dot id. Okay, and now we can print the name. So printf percentile s for string value slash n, comma, a1 dot name. Right? Looks fine. We required a header file because we people are using a string copy. So we can use this header file hash include string dot h. Looks fine. We can run this. We can check, is there any error? No error. We'll get 1 and my as an output. Works fine for us. Now, if you want to like this as a user input, so what we can do in the same line, we can type printf, please enter your values. So there, instead of this, we can use a scanf percentile d. Okay, we can remove this, type comma. Now we can close this bracket. And the same thing we can write for this section. So 1 second. Scanf, double quotes, comma, and for a string we require percentiles. That works for us. Let me check. Oh, second, we don't want to reload. All right. So they, oh, ampersand symbol is missing. That's why we are getting error. Guys, ampersand symbol is required if you are going for the user-based input. Okay, like see that you need to know whenever we are going to perform any input, so we require this ampersand symbol. I'm going to run this. Okay, so semicolon is missing, my bad. Enter your values to, okay, and then my, that works. Remember one thing, if you are going to perform that string related input, so we do not require percentile s, but if you are going to work with percentile c, so in that case you require loop. So in this case we required that symbol, which is percentile, ampersand, right? So that seems fine. Now see, we'll have array of a structure. So what is the array? Like see, array, everyone knows that what is array. Array is the collection of similar data. So for example, if I want to create the same structure for array, so what we can do in this case? See, there I'm declaring this structure, that structure is fine. I'm going to work with this structure only, right? And there I want to declare array for this. So see, because I'm declaring this for multiple students, there is no requirement. So what I can do, I can use a and simply I'll go with 5. So see, in one go, I can create this for 5 students, right? This is a simple approach. Now we had done this for 5, so this is your choice. Now we can enter our value or 1 by 1 for integer I equals to 0 semicolon, I should be less than 2. I'm only going to input that for 2 users, right? Otherwise that will become very lengthy for us, like because we need to simultaneously perform that. So this should be the input block. Simultaneously, what we can do, we can print the output block, copy, and then paste. This is our for loop. And 1 second, get up is required. Looks fine. Okay, now we can run this code. An error, yes, we'll got error. Okay, so A1. See, guys, one thing we cannot use A1 because see, we are working on the array, so we need to use the concept of array. What are those? This I, right? Because see, we are working with an array, so that's why we need to use this even there as that error reminds you that what are the changes from the previous program, and same thing we require here as well. I, once again, skip, and then I. Looks fine. We can run this. Enter your values. 2, name is XYZ. Again, it will ask enter your values because we had printed this inside a for. Now 3, ABC, and this is our output. Once again, scroll down, see. Okay. Value done, ABC. See, this is our output which we are getting over there. Actually, this is a small section. Yeah. ABC2, sorry, that we had entered. This is our output 2 XYZ, 3 ABC. Why we are not getting? 1 second, there I'm printing that. So let me put slash and here. Okay. Now it seems fine. We can run this again. Okay. So 2 XYZ, 3 ABC. Now this is our 2 XYZ and then 3 ABC. So there I'm using a structure with array. You can see this is the complete code. Yeah. From there, main is started. This header file we people are using, and this is our complete code. Okay, works fine. So, see, with the same way, what we can do, like if you want to copy to structure, so that also works. Copy structure. So how you can copy a structure? For example, you had create a structure of student, and there you will have S1 comma S2. Right? You input the value. So input value of S1, right? And after that, what you can do, see, you require this next input. So what you can do there, you can simply type, for example, I'll have with this array S1 comma S2 comma, and I had set the value of S1 and S2. 1 second, I'll just copy and paste this section there, and I'm just going to copy and print this section. Copy and yep, print. So now I can put this in comment because we don't require this code now. Yep. So there I'm just going to input S1, yeah, S1 once again, and this should be S1. Okay, we don't require I because we are not using array. This is simple code. This is S1, and this is, or what we can do, we can print S2 value. We can check. Let's see either our structures are copying or not. Right. So I'll have this too. S1 I'm going to enter. Now what I can do, I can simply type S2 equals to S1. Will it work? Let me check. So seems fine. See, we are only deploying this section. This section we are only deploying. The code which is visible in the window, right? So it is looking for the ID. So there is 2. Name is XYZ. I will get 2 and XYZ. But hold on. The input which we had done, that is for S1 block. Okay, and the output which we got, that is for S2 block. So it means we can copy structure by using this keyword, the equal operator, right? This keyword. So this is how we can copy our structure. Now, the thing which is left with the structure, if we'll ask you that, can we use pointer in structure? Pointer with structure, or we can create a structure based pointer. So answer is yes, of course we can use. See, ideally how we create a pointer, like I'll have integer a equals to 10, and then I'll have integer asterisk b. So what we can do, see, we can put this value of b equals to m% of a, right? The same thing we can perform for the structure as well. So how we can do this? For example, this is my structure, guys. This is my structure. I'll just copy this structure and paste it here. And there I'll give a reference like S1, comma S2, S1 only, nothing else. So now I'll have this S1. Okay. And now I want to create this as a what we can say as a pointer. So if you want to use this as a pointer, so it means you need to create this as a pointer in any other keyword. For example, this is S2, and this S2 is a pointer. So there, S2 is a pointer. Now this S2 is a pointer, but how can we copy the value? Same line, whatever we had wrote over there. So S1 equals to m% of S2 equals to m% of S1. If you'll notice this line, okay, or let me copy and paste these two lines there, right? Now see, let me merge them. This is my first line, right? And this is my second. If you'll note, both look same. There I am considering this as a integer, but this is my data type, user defined data type, right? And there I'm assigning the value, the same thing I'm doing this. Rest of the working are completely same, whatever we had done in the pointer session. So I'll show you how this works. So there I'll create it. Let me remove this. This two we don't require, right? And there I can create this as a asterisk with S2, and there I can type this as an S1. Right now, code seems fine. See, I had declared a simple structure, right? And there I had declared a structure based pointer. Okay, so what we required now, S2, one second. See, just forget this code. Let me delete this. Now, let me put it. Otherwise, you people got confused. So S2 equals to m% of S1. So there, ideally, what I'm trying to do, the same thing which we had implemented in the pointer, right? The same thing we are trying to implement here. Now, see, let me input this value by scanner. So, but see, we need to input this value first before assigning this line. Paste. Now we need to input value for S1. So that is percentile D, comma, m% of S1. Dot ID. Works fine. Scanf percentile S, comma, what is our variable? S1 dot name. So these two input I had done there, right? Now what I require, I need to print the value, okay, for the respective pointer. So how can I print that pointer value? See, because there I am allotting this value. Okay, so I need to print, first of all, printf. We can check for S1 percentile D, okay, comma, S1 dot ID. So we'll get this, and then printf. Let me give a space, percentile S, comma, S1 dot name. Right. So first of all, let me check, is there anything we are missing? No, it is looking for the input. So that is one, and then Mike. So we are getting this one and Mike. But see, still we had not printed that pointer. So how can we print that pointer? So let me print that pointer value from the next line. So printf percentile D, comma, second slash n. So we'll get this from the next line. So how we will put pointer? Okay, so where is my pointer? My pointer is S2. Okay, s2 dot name, right? This value I'll have. One second, s2 dot id first, and then I can copy the same line, copy and then paste. Now we are just going to print s2. Okay, and there new values. Okay, new values slash. All right. Okay. So guys, this is a pointer. So that's why, oh, one second, one second. Yep. Okay. Yep. So we cannot print in this way because this is a pointer. So what I can do, I can use this symbol, this symbol. Okay. So one and then might. So one and might, and then we'll get this new value one and. So see, this block is printed for the pointer. Okay. And this block is printed a simple structure. So this is about the structure. Okay, anything else is pending? Okay, if you want to call the structure with function, that is also possible, right? The only change is we declare function in this way, void student. Okay, and there you can pass your structure parameter, whatever be the structure parameter. Like where is that? This structure student. Okay, the same thing. Like say we are defining an integer, so the same thing s1. This will be our structure. In this, whatever you want, you can perform. Okay, so we can implement this as well. That will not take more time. So this is our structure. Of course, now we can put this in comment. Okay, and from there we can paste over. Yep. So now see, this is a simple structure which I had created, and there instead of passing this, now I can call a function which is void student function, right? And inside this, I can type struct student s1, because we'll have that structure over there. And there we can print the value. Okay, I don't require to type it because that are already there. Yep. So I can copy and paste these two values. Of course, that work. Oh, Control S does not work, huh? Okay, so this is my function. Now we can create this function. See, this is function definition. So we need to call this function inside a main. So what I'll do, one second, let me cut this section, paste it outside the main, and now let me provide a definition inside the main. So inside main, what I can do, I can type the same line. Say because same type of parameter we required, struct. Okay, spelling is not correct. STCT struct. ST. Perfect. So struct student. One second. See, any parameter, guys, any parameter. This is your choice. If you want to go with the same parameter, you can go with because both are a independent block. Otherwise, we can go with S as well. That also works. Right. So this is my structure. But one second, we don't require the scope because scope we has already done. Structure is already declared. I'm just going to use this as a reference variable, and whatever I'm going to perform, scanf. Okay. So this scanf line, paste. Right, works fine. And now we need to call that method. Okay, this method we need to call, right? This method, because input is done. Now where is our reference? That reference is in S, remember. So this should be S, this should be S. This variable we are going to use, and the same variable we need to put it there. Semicolon. There we can go for the input, printf, enter your input. So there we are going to enter the input, right? And where we had printed there. So there we can print the value id equals to this. That should be print from the next line. Okay, and then name equals to this. That should also be printed from the next line. Okay, so there we are using s1, s1 works fine. There we are using s, so s works fine, and there we are calling this function, right? So things seems fine. Okay, return is there, main is of integer type, so I can remove this. Okay, and I can cut this section. Control X, paste it there. Now this should be your code. Okay, this is your code, the complete code, right? So we can run if any error. So error will prompt out console to name is test. So id equals to 2 and test. This is the structure as a function. This is the complete code, right? So what is the flow ideally? If we'll discuss about the flow, there you had defined the structure. Okay, so this is your structure which you had defined. Okay, after that, this is your function definition, right? Whatever you are going to perform, this is your function. What you can say, whatever you're trying to do. And see, this is a simple function. We are just using setter and getter. So there I'm setting up the value and there I'm getting the value. So see, we required a main. So in this main, I had initialized everything. And once initialization will be done, the scanning will be done. So I'll call this variable, this function, and whatever be the value of s, that all the value is transferred to s1. And with the help of that, s1 can print id and s1 can print name. This is about the structure. So we had covered all the necessary topics which are included in structure. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you.